The University of Edinburgh lost £2 million in donations after it allowed pompous moralising students to cancel revered 18th century Enlightenment philosopher David Hume, despite the fact that David Hume was unusual in his time for arguing against the institution of slavery. Students demanded that a campus building that had been named after him be renamed due to a single footnote written in one of his essays that they deemed to be racist by today's standards. A senior lecturer, Neil Thin, who was a vocal critic of the campaign to rename the building, was attacked by students who accused him of expressing racist and problematic views, for which he was investigated and later acquitted by university authorities. University executives are now counting the cost of caving into woke student hysteria, having seen 24 donations and 12 legacies cancelled, amended or withdrawn because of their actions. Go woke, go broke. That's how it works, isn't it? But it's no surprise to find this toxic cancel culture intimidation occurring in Edinburgh, because under the SNP, Scotland became one of the most mindlessly woke countries in the world, when last year it notoriously passed its Hate Crime and Public Order Act, whereby you can be sentenced to 7 years in prison if you're deemed to have behaved in an abusive manner intended to stir up hatred against certain protected groups. A piece of legislation so vague and censorious that Scotland became a no-go zone for any artist wishing to explore controversial ideas, which of course are the only artists worthy of anyone's time, attention or financial support. Consequently, Scotland and Edinburgh have become a cultural wasteland that only attracts writers, comedians and artists that deal exclusively in the bland, the unexceptional, the unremarkable. The upcoming Edinburgh Festival promises to be the most overpriced, underattended and tedious in living memory. There have been prominent articles in the press over the past month of performers complaining about shoddy treatment from the festival's organisers. And you know it's going to be a miserable experience for everybody attending when not even the performers themselves want to be there. But this isn't just happening in Scotland. All across the Western world, theatres, galleries, cinemas are terrified of giving a platform to subversive artists, and so they end up giving a platform to boring rubbish, which no one turns up to see. Our cultural institutions are consequently losing money hand over fist, but they're too terrified of woke activists to fight their corner. They're just going to sit cowering behind their desks until they go out of business. The UK comedy circuit is more or less dead, and the only decent comedians left are operating in detachment from the rest of the industry, successfully producing their own work online. The cultural and academic sectors are awash with spineless executives catastrophically putting long-standing institutions out of business because they're too timid to stand up to woke activism. The message is clear. If you're in charge of a theatre, a gallery or a university, grow a pair of balls and stand up for free expression before you see your industries crumble and your livelihoods with it.